نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. Continuing from yesterday, we mentioned that in this world, from the three groups, one is the group who has made shaitan his friend, whether he knows he has made him a friend or he doesn't know, but he took him as a friend. May Allah Tabarak Ta'ala save us and save our children from that. The second is the one that doesn't know the battle is on. So he walks in such a manner that he walks into the trap. He is like a buck that is so innocent. So the lion doesn't have to go for him, he goes towards the lion. The third is the one that knows something is happening. So that animal that goes out every day, that buck, that buffalo, they have to go out for their sustenance, for their grass, for their food, for their water. And every mother buffalo, every mother buck understands that the danger lies at the place where sustenance is written. Because the lion understands that it has to come for its water. So when the lion wants to look for a buffalo, he wants to look for a buck, he wants to look for his prey, he'll remain by the water. However, the mother understands without the water we can't survive. Me and you, we have to go into the world of danger. Our sustenance has been written in this world. Had we wanted, we could have stayed at home and be very well protected. But Allah Tabarak Ta'ala made it, me and you have to go out. We have to go out in a world where there are a lot of women. Our children have to go looking for education. And an entire system has been set out that they know where you need. And at the place where you need to go, that's where they put up the trap. They put it up in the markets where everyone needs to purchase something. They put it up in the workplace where man has to go to work. There'll be a secretary who will be smart and pretty. There will be a worker who's smart. There's a client who's smart. How much will you protect the eye? Because in that day you have to meet so many. They brought the whole fitna at the place where they knew you have to land. So that mother understands that I have to go to drink water. But at the place of water, the enemy does remain. So as she goes, you will see the mother looks around always. Always thinking that where will the attack come from? How much we can try to spot the shayateen, try to spot them. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala starts Quran. Because this entire Quran was meant as a guide for you to watch out where you must see. But the beginning of Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha, the surah that opens up every door. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala's one name for the surah that ulama have given is Ad-Du'a. That this surah is a unique supplication, it's a unique prayer, it's a unique dua. In Surah Fatiha there's a dua for hidayat, that oh Allah show me the path. And the end of Quran is a dua for protection, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas. With these two duas, one is the dua to show me the path. One is I must not myself go off the path. That I mustn't fall in the trap. That's hidayat. And dua for protection is, oh Allah, the enemy mustn't jump on the path and pull me out. Sometimes the animal walks in the path of the lion. If ever you got any interest in wild animals, you will see sometimes a leopard is fast asleep. The leopard wakes up when he finds a buck walking into him. He gets a shock himself. Suddenly he sees, this is my prey, and he jumps. He wasn't even waiting for that, but the poor innocent buck went into him. Sometimes me and you, because of our inside lust, shaitan doesn't need to call us, we go off ourselves. And sometimes while walking on the path, the lion has to jump and pull it out. Surah Fatiha was to say, oh Allah, keep me on the path. That me myself, I must not get blinded. I must not see another light that's calling, but it can't pull. I look at that light and I say, I want to go there. And then I'm off. That child, they never forced him on the drug, they only put it. He himself had to walk that extra mile to get it. He himself had to go for it. And another is the child who never wanted the drug, they put it in his water. While he was drinking that water or coffee, he drank it and he was gone. One was the one who himself walked off. One was the one who was pulled out. Surah Fatiha was to say, oh Allah, let me not walk off the path. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ was to say, oh Allah, don't pull me out of the path. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim is that dua. Why were we taught dua? Dua has such a power. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned it is the weapon of the believer. It is the shield of the believer. You have a shield when someone is shooting at you. It is the miraculous power of dua that has made the impossible possible. That has brought light to where there is darkness. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah Tabarak Ta'ala speaks of Ibrahim alayhi salam and the power of dua. Ibrahim alayhi salam was invited, or he was led to a land. On the journey to where he was going to leave his son Ismail alayhi salam, he passed by many areas where there was water. Where there is water, there's a hope people will come and live. There's a hope a civilization will be established. Wherever he passed by a place where there was hope, he said, here, can we stop here? And Jibreel alayhi salam said, carry on. If ever you understood the path of Makkah Mukarramah, or if you have seen a museum in Medina Munawwara, then they draw, they have models of the old Makkah, that what it would have looked like in the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So you will see a huge mountain, because it was a land of mountains. In front of the mountain there's a path which was the famous path, that people going to either Sham or Yemen perhaps would pass here. Had he been placed on that path, there was a hope the next caravan will find him. But Jibreel alayhi salam was going to take them behind the mountain. Behind the mountain no one would ever move, no one would ever travel. Whoever had once upon journeyed there would say, we know there's no water there. So there's no need to go all the way behind the mountain and then come back on the road. He was taken on a place where no caravan would ever land. There was no water. When Ibrahim alayhi salam looked at it, this was the power of dua. He said, oh Allah, I have put my family in a land in which nothing can grow. In a land in which nothing can grow. Barren. The dua was to teach me and you the power of dua. That you might find your land, the land of America, the land of Britain, the land of Russia. There are Muslim lands where you'll expect to see a masjid. Then there are non-Muslim lands. In a non-Muslim land, it's their law that rules. So they will try to bring you towards their way. There will be churches that are easy to build. There will be masjids that are hard to build. There will be an education system that supports their thought. There will be no education system that supports your thought. In a land which is barren, in a land where man says, I don't think there's any hope for the future, in a land where you're just seeing clubs and parties taking place every day, in that land, if man understood the power of dua, Ibrahim alayhi salam's dua was that, oh Allah, I have left my family in a land where nothing grows. I ask you, it was a land where no one lived and nothing grows. He says, I ask you, O Allah, to bring the hearts of people towards this land. فَجْعَلْ أَفْئِدَةً مِّنَ النَّاسِ تَحْوِي إِلَيْهِمْ. What a dua. What was the power of that dua? Today the whole world is going to that land. When our elders came to these lands of America, England, South Africa, when the day they landed, they saw a very dark land. During that time, the masjid had one saf. Sometimes at night, the masjid had none. Late at night, people would say, who will come in the late hours of the night? You're going to have Taraweeh Salah at 12 o'clock at night. Do you think anyone will ever come? No one goes out of his house. It was the power of dua. That, oh Allah, let the hearts of people come and find it. And they opened up their masjids. In South Africa, when people built masjids at one time, people said, so big masjid. Whereas the musallis are so few. But the power of dua, we building a masjid because we made dua, Allah, you bring the musallis. Today, every masjid in the world says we need to renovate. We need to increase our size. Once upon a time, if you found the amount, you would have said, where they'll ever come? Power of dua. Oh Allah, bring the hearts of people. Today you're seeing it in your land. Every masjid is full. Another masjid came up. That one is also full. Another masjid, the power of dua. And then he said, oh Allah, no fruits in this land, no problem. Bring the fruits of the world to this land. وَارْزُقْهُمْ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ. A land which could not give any fruit. Go to Makkah Mukarramah today, the fruits of the world, items of the world. The word fruit in Arabic doesn't only mean fruit. It means the things of benefit. Everything of the world would go to Makkah Mukarramah. When you will make dua, you make dua with the dua, the jazba of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Make dua for yourself and your progeny. Ibrahim alayhi salam's dua created the ummah of Islam. His dua created a nation which he said, "Oh Allah, make them a nation that submits." For you and your children, our protection first starts, and that is what Quran started with. Our first protection is dua. Dua for hidayat, "Oh Allah, keep me and my children on the path." And dua for protection, "Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas." "Oh Allah, protect us from being snatched out of the path." With the power of dua, you will see miracles happening. The acceptance of the dua came immediately. Man said, "Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim." "Oh Allah, put me on the path." Acceptance came almost immediately. The next surah, Allah Tabarak Ta'ala said, "Alif Lam Mim, Dhalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fi." This is your dua. The acceptance of your dua has come in this. This entire Quran is the acceptance of man's dua, that I need a guide. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, I need a guide. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala said, your guide has come to you. 23 years of revelation became the acceptance of the dua for guidance. This Quran would explain every shaitani trap, every place where you must watch out, where you must jump, where you must duck, where something is coming for you, where you must look behind. This entire Quran, this is a miracle, this Quran, a miracle. It's a miracle for the one who knows the meaning. He opened up the map and he's trying to read. It's a miracle for the one who doesn't know the meaning. This unique map said, just read me even if you don't know what I mean, and I will put you on the way. I will come in your mind, I'll come in your heart. You will not understand, you read duck, you will duck automatically, and the trap will miss you. You will not understand jump, I will make you jump. I am called Furqan. I will show you the path between right and wrong. Today we start with this. Lift up your hands in earnestness in Ramadan and make dua for yourself and your children. That, oh Allah, keep us on the path and let us never be snatched out. The last dua a man is supposed to make is when he gets caught already. Today many children are being caught, then the father and mother starts crying. We are asking and begging, start crying before they get caught. Before we get caught. Because it's an easier time not caught instead of being in jail and then making dua, let him come out of the jail. May Allah Tabarak Ta'ala protect all our children, all our progeny. With the power of dua we can do miracles. Let us do those miracles. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.